Change always sounds exciting until it starts to feel impossible. Whether it's a new strategy at work or a fitness goal or a major life shift, every change begins with an energy and with transformation, but somewhere in between, there's often frustration, doubt, and exhaustion. Psychologists call this predictable pattern the emotional cycle of change. And if you ever started something strong but lost motivation halfway through, you've lived it. And today I want to walk you through the 5 stages of change and explain why the valley of despair might be the most important part of your growth. My name is Seth Yelorda. I am a speaker, coach, and consultant. I work with individuals and organizations, helping them to achieve their personal and professional goals. And in this video, I'm going to break down what really happens emotionally when we go through change, because it's not just strategy or discipline that matters, it's also emotion. So let's dive in. Now, stage 1 is what we call uninformed optimism. At the beginning of any new initiative, excitement is high. You've got a clear vision, a plan, maybe even a new planner or a gym membership. That stage is called uninformed optimism. You feel confident because you haven't yet faced the hard parts. Now, psychologically, it's fueled by something called optimism bias. That's our tendency to believe that things will go better than they actually might. In organizations, this is the kickoff meeting where everyone's smiling and nodding. Energy is contagious, but fragile, because as soon as reality hits, optimism fades. As a leader, this is the time to anchor enthusiasm and clarity. Set realistic expectations, talk openly about what challenges may come, and celebrate small wins early so your team builds confidence that change is possible, not just idealistic. Now, after stage 1, which is uninformed optimism, stage 2 is informed pessimism. This is where things start to get real. You realize that change is harder than expected. The early excitement gives way to fatigue and frustration. Now you know what it really takes, and you're not sure it's worth it. From an organizational psychology lens, this happens when perceived effort exceeds perceived progress. Morale dips, people start second guessing the vision. This is the moment many initiatives stall. And personally, this is where most people give up, right before things start working. Now, as a leader, your role is to normalize the struggle. Acknowledge that this is part of the process. Remind people that frustration doesn't mean failure. It means they're learning something new. The third stage, and this is the stage we have all been at, this is what we call the valley of despair. Every change has a low point. It's the moment when enthusiasm is gone. Outcomes feel far away, and you start wondering if it's a waste of time. This valley of despair is real, and many dreams and goals have died in the valley. Here, the emotional cost of change feels higher than the reward. Motivation collapses. People retreat into old habits. Fear and fatigue take over. Neuroscientists describe this as an amygdala hijack, when our brain's fear center overrides our rational thinking. But here's the truth about the valley of despair. It isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign that transformation is happening beneath the surface. You're shedding old patterns, building new competencies, and redefining who you are. Every meaningful breakthrough passes through this valley. The goal isn't to avoid it, it's to survive it. As a leader, this is where empathy and purpose matter most. You have to reconnect your team to why they started. Share stories of progress, even small ones. Model vulnerability. Admit that it's hard, but it's worth it. And remember, persistence through the valley is what separates dreamers from achievers. Now, if you can make it through the valley, that's when you reach stage 4, which is informed optimism. Something powerful happens on the other side of the valley. You begin to see results. Processes that once felt clumsy start to click. Confidence returns, not because it's easy, but because you're growing. This stage is called informed optimism. You've now developed realistic expectations, the skills to match the challenge. Psychologically, it's this stage of self-efficacy, belief in your ability to make progress. And as leaders, this is when we consolidate momentum, celebrate what's working, recognize effort, not just outcome, and capture lessons learned so the team grows stronger for the next challenge. Stage 4 is great. Stage 5 is success and fulfillment. Eventually, the new way becomes the new normal. Habits solidify, performance stabilizes, confidence deepens. This is success and fulfillment. You've moved from effort to ease, from uncertainty to mastery, from change as an event to change as a way of being. But here's the key. Success isn't the end of change. It's the platform for the next one. The cycle starts over each time you set a new goal, take on a new challenge, or pursue a new vision. So great leaders know this. They don't fear change fatigue. They train for emotional endurance, leading through the cycle so that you yourself are leading yourself and your others through this emotional journey. So how do you lead yourself and lead others through this emotional journey? Well, first, name the stage. Simply saying, we're in the valley of despair helps people see it as a phase, not a failure. Second thing, balance emotion with structure. Create short-term wins, consistent communication, and moments of reflection. And third, cultivate resilience. Remind yourself and your team, this is hard because we're growing. Growth and discomfort always travel together. Now, every transformation flows through this same emotional rhythm. You start with excitement, you hit resistance, you doubt yourself, and then if you stay the course, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more confident. That's what the emotional cycle of change teaches us. That transformation isn't linear. It's emotional, it's messy, it's deeply human, but it's also predictable. So next time you find yourself in the valley of despair, remember, it's not the end, it's the turning point. Now, I recently found myself in the valley of despair as I was pursuing my PhD. I had gotten to the point where I felt like, is this thing even worth it? And the thing that allowed me to get out of the valley was support. I needed coaches, I needed mentors, I needed therapists, I needed advisors to help give me the perspective to know that, Seth, you're just in the valley. So if you find yourself as a leader in your organization, or maybe a personal goal that you're going after, you find yourself in the valley, I would want to ask you, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are the people that are speaking into you while you are walking through the valley? Who's your shepherd that's leading you through that valley and bringing you out to the other side? Because on the other side of the valley, that's where mastery lies. That's where growth lies. That's where fulfillment lies. If this video helped you, if it helps you reframe how you think about change, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and share it with someone going through their own valley. And remember, clarity doesn't mean knowing every step. It means knowing your direction, even when the road gets steep. So keep going. You're closer to transformation than you think. Peace.